Let me get my... Oh, forgot to pass. Let me get my... There you go. And I'm going to plug this in. Because you don't want to power off. No, you don't. There we go. There we go. This thing always gets on my nerves. This device right here. I'm just getting my notes together. Okay. All right. All right. Sorry, my husband got me jamming. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. And welcome to today's episode of Shay's Wellness Club accountability sessions and weight loss sessions, Q&A. And thank you for joining me today. Today we are going to be talking about if you're someone that's tired of starting every Monday, trying diet after diet and it's not working, and you aren't where you want to be in your weight loss journey, you are welcome here to Shay's Wellness Club, where we go live every Sunday at 6:30 Central Standard Time, ready to help us lose weight naturally with accountability sessions right here. Okay, thank you for joining today. You're not here by accident. You didn't find this place by accident. You are here because you want to see how can I lose weight naturally or better my overall wellness so I can just be better for me and those around me. And I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to be talking about a few different topics. Thank you guys, and please continue on sending me in your questions on ways on how I've lost over 60 pounds naturally, been able to maintain the weight loss, and to make sure that I don't go too crazy, when it comes to overeating and stuff like that. And I talk about ways that I use meal prep, which is a big part of my weight loss journey, accountability, and just really a deep dive into the mindset of things. So if you are here, welcome. And welcome to the family. You are a wellness warrior. You're here that wants to be here, and you want to unbig your back like I did. And for those that don't know, I've lost over 60 pounds naturally, and I've unbig my back multiple times. Okay, I've gained 30, lost 30, gained 30, lost 30, gained 20 back, and now I'm losing 20 back. Okay, so we are here. Okay, today we're gonna be talking about Alexa. Stop. Sorry, babe. It was distracting me. Today we're going to be talking about what I would tell my 230-pound self. Okay, for those who don't know, yes, I have lost 60 pounds naturally, so I was over 230 pounds, and it was quite a journey to go through. And we're going to talk about some of that today. A lot of people have been asking, like, what are the good sides, of course, but what are the downsides of that weight loss journey? And what would you tell your former self? So we're going to go through some of those, and then we're going to talk about how your weight isn't the problem, it's your strategy sometimes. And also, it is your mindset that is really important in this journey. So you have to, give yourself grace and be mindful of how we just carry ourselves and how we go through stress every day, because simple decisions can make a big difference. So we are here to talk about more of those small differences that can make big changes. Okay, so for let me do this. Oh, yes, and I would like to start off this video by letting you guys know, if you can, give this video a like, a share, a love, a care. Okay, and comment below your favorite part of these sessions, and send in your questions, or even comment below your questions, and I would love to talk about them even further, because you'd be surprised how many people have the same question you do. Okay, so I had the issue of, when I was over 200 pounds, constantly starting over. I've been in and out of the gym since 2012, but believe it or not, 2012, 2013, 2014, between 2012 to 2015 was my hardest uh and biggest weight that I was when I was over 230, because of my constant starting over. Oh, this month I'm gonna start the gym over, then 2 weeks go by, I stop. Or okay, I'm gonna eat some healthy choice this week, and then the next week I'm just back to McDonald's. Like, oh, this week I'm gonna drink more water, then I go right back to the juices. Or okay, I'm gonna stop eating sweets for a whole month and then binge eat and then don't go back. Like, it was so many factors that played into the role of why I was 230 pounds. And I realized that when you notice that you're going through an endless cycle, you have to identify what the problem is. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to identify some issues that we may be going through, or what I maybe have went through, that you may be going through now, that I can help you with. So let me know if a lot of this resonates with you. Let me know. So why did I keep restarting over every Monday? The reason I kept starting over every Monday is because I always thought it was just the best day to reset. Monday, new day, new this, new that. And then I didn't identify what I was doing wrong for me to keep starting over. I didn't realize, okay, maybe me going to the gym this week and going to the McDonald's right after wasn't the best strategy to go through, right? Or maybe me thinking turkey sandwiches and stuff like that was better than pizza. You know what I mean? Not knowing and having a strategy to help me through this wellness and weight loss journey. And if you're someone that's looking for an accountability partner, forever bestie here, or even just a wellness strategist, weight loss strategist in general, I am here. I love helping people lose weight naturally. Sometimes it takes a simple conversation on, oh, you know what, that might be what it is. You know what I mean? And sometimes that epiphany can change your life. So if you want to, take me on as your coach or strategist, I would love to see if we're a good fit for each other. But yes, keep restarting over every Monday was my issue because I just always thought I had time. Oh, I have time. Oh, I have time to get it right. Oh, I have time to eat right. Oh, I don't have money for this. I don't have money for that, right? I'm thinking in my mind that, healthy eating is so expensive. But you know what's more expensive? Those doctor's visits. You know what I realized was more expensive? Having to get to the point where I had to go to a dietitian and have to realize something that was already kind of a duh moment for me. So, starting over every Monday doesn't have to be a thing. Starting over, just knowing to do better and be better every day to get to your goal. One, to even realize or identify what that goal is. Why do you have that goal? When we find out our why, it's not just for entrepreneurship, it's not just for business. Finding our why is a mental thing in our mentality in general. Why do you want to work so hard in life? Why do we want to do better for our kids? Why do we want to make our parents and kids proud? Why? And then, just like most kids say, why? Your why got to be big enough for the world, right? So, I realized, oh, I just wanted to lose 10 pounds. Why? So I could just say I lost 10 pounds. Oh, well then, okay. And then I would just lose 10 pounds and be like, oh, that was enough. And then gain it right back. You know what I mean? We have to identify our why. So when Monday comes, we already have a plan. Starting Monday is not it's not the best thing to do because you should already have a plan already. And some people try to figure out on Monday. No, we have a plan tonight. That's why Shay's accountability sessions, okay, are Sunday nights at 6:30 Central Standard Time, where we are using this day as a reset. Okay, we enjoyed church earlier. We took us a little walk. I did like 20-minute walk. I gotta do another walk a little after this meeting because we're doing our 5 to 10K challenge. And if you haven't heard about it already, inbox me because we are doing a 8K to 10K accountability challenge. It's free, but it's a great pairing with the Unbig Our Back official challenge where I do a strategy session with you for $97. At the moment, it is $97. And I am taking a few founding members who are watching right now, get the ability to receive it for $47. But you have to comment and inbox me after this live and send me the word ready, and we can get started today. But yes, we are doing a Unbig Our Back accountability challenge, and I'm doing these a couple times a year. I only open it up a few times a year, and we're gonna be doing our walking challenge. And I am only at like 4,000 steps today, so we gotta get to 10K steps. But if you did your 10K steps already, you're amazing and you're crushing it. Another question was, why did diets fail me? Diets, I would say, failed me because I didn't take them seriously. And then I had to realize that a lot of the diets that we would, a lot of diets that I would try were really gimmicks. Like if you were here last week, I briefly was talking about how I was on the Hello Choice diet or whatever, where I probably 100, 150, probably $100 because my mom gave me like $100 towards, this was early on, like early 2013, 14, like that, where I took $100 worth of Hello Choice, and that is the frozen dinners, the granola bars, the juices or the smoothies or the protein shakes, whatever they had at the time. I had all of it. And I'm gonna look at my old photos, and I'm gonna post them so you guys know what I mean, because I'm all about receipts and remembering where I started. So when I did that, I thought, okay, I ate all that up. Then I was like, oh, well, I ran out of my healthy choice. So I'm back to my Jack in the Box and my Taco Bell. And I wasn't cooking at all. And that is when the diet failed me, because I thought, well, once I ran out of this pill, or once I ran out of this food item, oh, once I stopped getting, like, I used to get like flavored waters. Hey, thanks for joining. Thank you. Hey, thanks for joining. We're bringing our back naturally and staying beautiful while doing it. Now, when I was doing those diets, I think I've done all kinds of diets, the crash diets, the gimmicky diets, such as uh, Healthy Choice, stuff like that. I used to do the green pills and stuff like that. Like, oh, when I run out of that, oh, I'm just done for the day. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you. Then they would be, and then that's what really failed me. Me thinking that that was just the end all be all, that I ain't got to work out when I was on a diet, or that even if I worked out, because I worked out that day, I could have something. So it was more than a cheat day. Okay. It was like more than cheat meals. So that was, diets just failed for me, especially since I didn't stick through them. I would be on a diet or whatever. I think the most consistent I was on a diet was probably when I ran a half marathon, and I lost maybe 15 pounds from that. And then after I finished that half marathon, I went back to what I was doing, which was eating a lot of pasta, bread, carbs, stuff like that, without working out. It made sense when I was, practicing a half marathon. But then after that, it was like, oh, well, this energy is going to go straight to your stomach because you're not burning it off. So you have to really be consistent when you're on a diet. The only diet that I would say I see works is the keto diet, because ketones and stuff like that are pretty cool to look into if you're into stuff like that. But why they failed me, I didn't stick to them. And if you can't stick to, not even a diet, but if you can't stick to the lifestyle change, you're just not going to see results. Just like right now, like when I did my weigh-in, for those that don't know, I did a wellness challenge at my gym, and I ended up being the winner. A big benefit of that was I lost 15 pounds. Uh, I gained or went up to 4% body fat. Did I lose 4%? Or I gained 4% muscle, something like that. And what really helped me was that I maintained a certain lifestyle, not even a diet. When us as wellness warriors, we talk about a lifestyle, not a diet in per se, because lifestyle is like, I'm doing this, I'm making a conscious effort to do this every day, and that's what a lifestyle is. And if you're someone that thank you, and if you're someone that has gone through something like that, please let me know in the comments. Like, share, and save this for a friend and for you. um I like, listen to me in the kitchen while you're doing your dishes, listen to me on the treadmill if you have to, but get this healthy, positive talk in. Another question someone had sent was, what finally made the weight come off? I gotta sip on my. Before I answer that question, I want to let you know about this really good. I'm drinking it right now. I'm drinking this viral thing they call this mushroom coffee, and it helps me so much from staying focused, staying having energy in the morning. When I, start my day, I try to do, intermittent fasting, where I just do more liquid than anything. But anyways, I fell in love with this Rise coffee, okay? And if you're someone that needs more energy, that needs more focus, and wants something that's going to give you less anxiety in the morning, or even, during times when you need to really focus and lock in, check out Rise mushroom coffee. I like the rich, robust. It's only about 90 milligrams of caffeine, way less than a lot of our stronger coffees. And it really does help with focus. And if you need that, check out the link in my description, and I can get you, 15% off to my wellness warriors. But yes, without further ado, what finally made me keep, what finally made the weight come off? And as cheesy as it may sound, consistency completely helped me lose over 60 pounds naturally. When I say consistency, I mean not just a month, not just 90 days, but when you lock in, and it really helps when it comes to your wellness and weight loss journey, when you stop really looking in the mirror and stop obsessing over the scale. I personally try not to weigh myself more than once a month, because to me, I remember some people would tell me, oh, I weigh myself once a week, or oh, I weigh myself every other day. And that would just drive me nuts, because why would I want to put my mental, emotional health kind of in a way? Why would I do that to myself, weighing myself so often? You're not going to lose much weight in 3 days, even if it's 3 pounds. Wow. Like, you know what I mean? At least if you weigh once a month, 3 to 5 pounds, you should be proud of yourself. Okay. So, and this helps with aid in digestion as well. The Rise coffee. If you see it, you can find it in my cart over here, or in the description below. But it definitely helps with digestion. Once I helped learn to eat for fiber and digestion and stuff, it helped me stick to it a lot more. But made me what finally made the weight come off is me being consistent. And that was in multiple ways. But more important than anything, being consistent with what I ate. Being consistent. And let me know in the comments if you want to see a video of me doing a meal prep next week. Okay, once a week, once a month, I open up my wellness club to not only YT, YouTube, and TikTok, and Shay's Wellness Club in general, but I open up to all my social platforms. So if you're interested in getting a meal prep demonstration, comment below, give me some likes, give me some shares, and let me know, like, I need to learn how to meal prep. Meal prepping was pivotal in my weight loss journey. Why? Because I stopped worrying about what I'm gonna eat during the day. I completely cut out what was holding me back, which was fried, processed, high carb, high inflammation, and inflammatory foods, stuff like that. And I really did not only cut back, but I made sure I did better for once I learned really about eating as fuel and eating and not being hungry. Like, I was rarely hungry. When I meal prepped, I ate about 5 times a day, but I was also very active. So if I was already because I was a walking person already, but for some reason I still was, not eating right. That's how I know for a fact that the food part is going to always be more important. And I said that last week. Food part is always going to be more important than working out. It took me a long time to me even here. You cannot outrun a bad diet. And that is so true, because I know for a fact I was walking miles a day. I was walking 10K plus a day. But did it look like I walked that much? No. I was still lazy, huffing, puffing up and down stairs, huffing and puffing up and down hills. And I realized it was my eating habits that was holding me back. Okay, I can walk 10K steps every day, but if I'm eating 3 sandwiches That's 6 slices of bread, 3 slices of processed cheese, then processed meats on top of that. You're not going to lose weight, So being consistent really helped me not only keep the weight, have the weight come off, but keep it off because you have to maintain that lifestyle. And I promise you, every time I don't maintain that lifestyle, I gain weight. Whenever I start back eating sandwiches, peanut butter jelly sandwiches, oh, I used to love that. Or cereal, eating my Reese's cups. I love me some Reese's cups. But oof, that was my thing. I love me some milk chocolate, okay? I'm still reeling from my obsession with milk chocolate. Because sometimes I'll be going overboard and my skin reflects that. Your skin will tell you so much. And that's something I've learned during my 230-pound weight loss journey is your body's going to tell you, especially the older we get, your body's going to tell you what's good for you and what's not good for you. You know how I know? Take a 30-day to 60-day break from something that you like want to test. So like for instance, take a break from processed cheese for 30 to 60 days and then start back eating it. Or heavy dairy, take a break for 60 to 30 days. Take a 30-day break and be observant of how your body reacts to that. A lot of times it's like, wow, I can get up a little better. My knees don't creak as much. When I stopped eating fried chicken, my face started clearing up. When I start eating avocados and berries and Greek yogurt and stuff like that, my skin started looking better. My hair started looking healthier. My hair sheds a little less. My thighs, my legs are starting to look strong. Okay, I might have some abs under this stomach. Okay, and just for FYI, we all have abs. We just have some layers over it, and my goal is to help us get through those layers, burn those layers of fat over our stomach, so we have abs. How many that are watching right now? And I want you to like this live, or comment, or let me know who wants some abs. Every time I do crunches, I come back home in the mirror and I be like, suck it in, like, oh, it's almost there. Oh, it's almost there. Okay? So if you know what I mean, let me know. But yes, finally taking the weight off. Also being mindful of what I was drinking as well. I did not realize that once I was mindful of what I was drinking when it came to alcohol, juices, you know, even Smoothie King, you know, you can't have too much. No dissing or anything. All this video is fair use only, by the way. This is my opinion on how I've lost 60 pounds naturally, and I'm telling you guys how I did it. But yes, being mindful of just what I was eating, because honestly, I didn't deprive myself of eating delicious food or anything. I just was like, you know what? Instead of fried, I'm gonna eat it baked. Even if I go to KFC, I was so thankful when they started doing like baked chicken and grilled chicken. I'm like, oh, I can get that then. So maybe next time my husband want to go KFC, I'll get something like that. But yeah. Or you know what? Someone told me recently about a trick if you're going to go out to eat. And I did this a couple times too. Is being mindful when you go out to eat. That's what made my weight come off. The few times I did go out to eat, I was mindful of it. I stopped eating so much cheese on stuff. Qdoba. I was big on Qdoba. On Chipotle. You know what? I get no cheese. No shredded cheese. No queso. Anyways, no queso. None of that stuff, okay? That stuff adds up. It adds calories that you don't want. But two, it adds to just the inflammation of it all, because inflammation is what makes us look all puffy and this and that. It makes our knees and everything creak. Inflammation. Okay. Why consistency beats perfection every time? Why do you always say that? I say that because I'm living proof of it. Me being consistent, I definitely didn't do it perfect. Okay? Me not being consistent in the gym, I lost my muscles. I'm getting them back. Eh. Okay, flex over. But I plan on getting back to my muscles. Like I used to, like, I mean, I wasn't that big or anything. But if you're someone that's been in the gym and seen them form and, seen your back form a little bit, you saw them rolls gone, you really want to stay consistent because you want, oh, my rolls are gone. Oh, I never have to work out again. Oh, I never have to eat like that no more. That's a lie that we tell ourselves, and it's self sabotage. Sometimes the devil really be telling us, girl, or even just a hater, you ain't got to eat like that all the time. You ain't got to be mindful of what you eat. And if you're someone like me, this is a forever thing. This is a consistent thing over the norm. 8 times out of 10, I'm going to eat healthy. 7 times out of 10, I'm going to eat healthy. And you'll be surprised how many people kind of want to. Let me try to roll my eyes again. Try to, not even be discreet about it sometimes. But you'd be surprised how many people are kind of annoyed by you bettering your relationship with food, saying no to drinking, saying no to green smoking, in case they strike me for that, because I think they did last time when I said the real word. Green smoking, stuff like that. And when I tell you, the more consistent you are with saying no to certain things, the better and the more consistent the more results you will see. Me being consistent of not drinking anymore helped me to see my abs. Because I didn't know until recently, probably a few years ago, and let me know if you've heard of this, that liquor doesn't leave your system for like 1 to 3 days, and it slows your fat burning process. So I was already like early on, I was going to the gym maybe once or twice a week, maybe. But I was definitely going out every weekend at one point. So of course I was a big bag. I'm thinking I did something for a day or two, but then knocking back shots. So when I come back to Monday, I can't burn the fat that I need to burn because I'm still having liquor in my system. You know what I mean? Once in a while in moderation, yes, but when you do it like often, it really shows. Okay? Now I ain't saying not to have fun and enjoy yourself, but it's nothing wrong with being mindful of what we're doing that's holding us back. Like, you know, it took me looking at photos. People that, have been following my journey of 60 pounds down, I was looking at my photos and realizing when I came home from the club, my face was all, or the next day, my face would be all puffy. It'd be all kind of like oily and stuff. And I'm like, okay. But then the next couple times, it was kind of like, ooh, I could tell I went out. And I don't know how many people can resonate with this and give me a tap, a like, and a comment if you resonate. Where you can, like, when you look at photos, that's when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop drinking. When I could look at photos and tell, like, in my eyes, I could tell, yeah, I was lit. Or, yeah, when my nose get, like, back then, I just put the little moisturizer now. But, like, when my nose would get oily, because I wouldn't wear no makeup, stuff like that at all when I was younger, for real, for real. So I noticed when my nose got like oily, that meant I, was drinking and stuff, or smoking or whatever. So it's really things that you realize about yourself that you're gonna want to change. You're gonna be like, you know what, maybe I should take a break from this and see how my body feels. And then once I was consistent with taking a 30-day break from liquor, then a 60-day break from liquor, then I said, okay, let me go 90 days. And then when I realized that going 30 days without liquor and alcohol, and yes, I'm including wine too. Wine counts as alcohol. It actually has a lot of calories. So the ones that used to go through a half a bottle, a full bottle, that's that's like 400 calories right there, depending on what you're getting. And don't let it be sweet. Okay, I was like, oh, I'm thinking I'm doing better because I'm getting wine. No. Anyways, you got to be mindful and understand your body. And also, taking a break from liquor, I'm just, on my soapbox for 2 seconds. Can I get 2 seconds? Taking a break from liquor will tell a lot about you and the people around you. Taking a break from alcohol will tell a lot about you and the people around you. Why? Because one, you're going to realize how you think you're more fun with alcohol when you're kind of not. You just looser. And looser don't always mean better. Doesn't mean better, more talkative. Honestly, you're actually a better person now that I know what I know now. It's better that you don't talk at all when you're out. Keep a little mystery. Keep it like, what is she thinking? She dressed cute. What is she about? What she do? Stuff like that. Instead of, drinking to talk, which I used to do back then, drinking to have a conversation, strike it, and then talk too much about my dang self. And then you say, oh. Anyways, you learn a lot about yourself when you take a break from alcohol. Now, the part of those around you, when you stop drinking liquor, because it's a social thing. One, I either learn to just drink mocktails or drink water or something instead, or those that kind of point out, oh, you're not drinking today? Oh, you can drink today. Especially if you're someone that's like, no, not today. I'm cool. And then they're like, you're no fun if you don't drink. Come on, get lit with us. If sometimes feel like a movie, like God's really testing you, like, and testing your discipline, because when you're disciplined to yourself, you are disciplined to God. You know what I mean? So not to get biblical, but it all comes together. So if you want to stay disciplined, test it out with something that is hard for you to let go. I didn't realize like 30 days without liquor, I was like, going out with your friends is gonna be hard, because it points out some things, kind of how they feed off of your energy when you're drunk. You know how sometimes you're just the fun one, and when you don't drink, they're like, oh, I'm bored, because they're boring. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you realize a lot when you give up the sauce. Okay. But being consistent and eating is so important, because eating is more important than the gym, period. But you always gotta move. Get sun. It is so hot outside. I don't even think I'm gonna go outside to do my last of my walk. But if you're someone that wants to join our 8K to 10K walking challenge, we are doing one in Shay's Wellness Club. It's free. It's for us to stay accountable. And I will be doing another one after I set this one. I think we got like about 5-6 days left. And for my next one, let me know in the comments what should be a prize. You do 10K steps a day. What would be something cool that you guys would like? You would like Shay's Wellness Club merch, STL Green Eats hat, Shay's Wellness Club hat. I don't know. But we're going to do a walking challenge again, where we're going to do, I was doing 8 to 10K steps. I think I'm going to do another 8 to 10K, because sometimes that 2K is a little hard. Okay. So I'm going to do 8K to 10K steps, but I'm going to, or it might just be 10K. I don't know. When you can reach 10K steps in one day for 30 days straight. But see, the thing about what I like about the app is it lets you earn rest days. What I like about my Unbig Our Back Challenge, Step It Up Challenge app is that we are able to work our way up to rest days. So on my tracker, it says that I did 31 days of consistent stepping, but it allowed me to have like I think every 3 or 4 days you do in a row, you get a day or something like that. So you can use it when you can't do those steps. But anywho, that's what we are doing with that. And if you're someone that's looking for weight loss strategy, because you don't need another diet, you need strategy. And I'm here to help you, your accountability bestie, here to help you along the way to wellness, not even just weight loss. Really, it's fat loss, but people resonate more when I say weight loss. But soon I'll be saying fat loss specifically because I want us to have some nice backs, have some nice arms, sexy legs. I want us to have abs because it's not enough of us girls that are focusing, I'm gonna say it like that, yeah, focusing more on being fit. Fit does not mean skinny, and skinny does not mean you are healthy. I understand that completely because I'm probably stronger than some skinny people or something. But being fit changes your life. Being fit can attract opportunities. Being disciplined can change your life. Because when you are disciplined with yourself, there is nothing you can't do. There's not a sale you can't pull. There's not a challenge you can't conquer. Because when you challenge yourself, like the Unbig Our Back challenge or our Step It Up challenge, it's gonna unlock things in you that you wouldn't even think you had. Like for our Unbig Our Back challenge, we're working on strength training, stuff like that. We start with 10 pounds, we start with 5-pound dumbbells, then we work up to 15. Then wait a minute, I could do 20 bench press? What? What do you mean I could do 45 on one arm? Well, you know what I mean. We progressive overload. And so that's why consistency beats perfection every time. Okay, so what I realized is our emotional, something that was keeping me stuck in my 230-pound plus weight was that I was sabotaging myself by emotionally eating. A lot of us don't realize that us emotionally eating is tied to us thinking we are not worthy to, and we feel so bad that we're just going to eat ourselves back to feeling better. In a lot of cases, it doesn't make us feel better. And if it does, it's only for a good 30 minutes to an hour. Then either we're back hungry or we feel worse because we gave in to the ding dongs and the donuts and the pizza that we really didn't really want. Um, um, when I would emotionally eat, it would really would make me feel like, should I really? Why? That's why I say our why is so important. Because it's like, why am I emotionally eating like this? Is it because I need to talk to someone about losing someone close to me? Or do I need to talk to my friend who I have an issue with because I can't get it out? Is it because, you know, and some people feel emotions from people. Like, wait a minute, how come every time I come around a specific person, I'm sad and stuff. And then I take on their habits. They emotionally eat, so I emotionally eat. Sometimes it's contagious. But we have to identify where and why is it coming from. And once we do that, we can really help with emotionally eating. And also, when we emotionally eat, to even have an alternative. So like me, I used to like to emotionally eat with some chips, like a big old thing of chips. And if you on the Midwest, we love to mix our chips, like our chips with a pretzel, with this or with that. Mix it in a bowl and just get some munching, right? So I had to find healthy alternatives that help me with unhealthy snacking. Things that crunch, such as cucumbers, such as carrots, such as, what's a crunchy things, you know what I mean? So it's like what? like something I like to munch on now, bell peppers are crunchy. And I didn't realize that some people say that women just like the crunch and of the salt. So I just put a little sea salt on some crunchy and I'm good. Okay. So that's a um, tip for you guys right there. Mm. Sorry, all this talking. Okay, so yes, because I was getting tired of boredom eating, stress eating, rewarding myself with food when I really didn't deserve it, and then eating when I was sad. That emotional sabotage really was taking a toll on me to where I was over 230 pounds. And then I would let myself stay stuck there because I couldn't identify why. I couldn't identify what I could do better. I didn't realize that what the I didn't realize that I needed help. I need someone to tell me. Well, not need someone to tell me because a lot of us can't. Some people can't tell us nothing. But either we identify that we need to lose weight naturally, or someone else is gonna tell us. Either a kid gonna tell us, or a significant other gonna tell us, a parent gonna tell us, or even worse, a grandparent or in-law gonna tell us. Which one you rather tell you the truth about your weight? Tell me in the comments. Who is more critical when it comes to us gaining weight? I think growing up, it was my Gigi, my Gma, baby. When I tell you, I wouldn't take, especially when you're young, you take things personal. But I think there is a nice way to say you gained weight, or if there's certain things, I don't know, because people don't take it nicely. People don't take it in a right way, When people or when someone would even try to tell me about my weight gain, I wouldn't receive it. One, because they told me in the wrong way. I always feel like if I were, well, I don't know. I think looking back now, I guess there was no real way to tell me. Thank you for liking the live. We are talking wellness and weight loss, okay? I've lost over 60 pounds naturally. I'm telling my wellness warriors the game on how I did it. Welcome. So, like, who would you rather, and I'm going to say this, I might make this a clip. Who would you rather tell you that you have gained weight or added pounds or have let yourself go? Your child, your parent, your grandparent, your in-law, or your friend, or a stranger. Sometimes a stranger will tell you because they don't care, and they're gonna tell you the truth, just like kids. I don't know, and it doesn't matter how they tell you. Is a great question as well. Or would you rather just, hey, you know what? I'm scrolling through these pictures. I'm tired of how I'm trying to look like I'm sucking my stomach in. I'm tired of seeing I can't do a pose like this. Oh, I can't do a pose, with my arms up because my auntie arms are showing. I can't stand the fact that when I take a picture sitting down, I have all this showing. My goal next year is to be in a two-piece on a beautiful beach. And I'm gonna make that happen. We have everything in us to lose 30 pounds in 1 year. What if I told you that? Would you believe me? Would you believe me? Say if your goal is 20 to 30 pounds, you have everything in you, especially if you listen to these lives, especially if you listen to these replays, especially if you take me on as your weight loss, wellness, unbig our back strategist to lose your weight goal by the end of this year, or at least within a year, for sure. And shout out to those that have been sending me messages about their 10-pound weight loss goal, their 15-pound weight loss goal, their 20 to 30-pound weight loss goal. And I cannot wait to see the momentum Shay's Wellness Club is going to have on people's lives. I just know that someone from watching these videos are going to see themselves 6 months from now in that two-piece ready to pop it like they want to pop it on somebody's beach, enjoying someone's sun and enjoying the sun too. Because I know that someone from this live is going to take action. Out of the 100 people that are watching this right now, I know at least 3 people are going to take action. And they're going to be like, Sade, because I watched that on Sundays, because I watched this replay when I was on the treadmill, when I was watching this, taking my walk, you gave me the motivation to be the best self possible. Because of that, I was able to get a raise in my job. I was able to do better for my kids. Now they want to work out with me. I finally was able to attract that man that I've always wanted. I was able to attract that woman I've wanted, or, attract that great person in my life. I'm able to make my parents proud. I'm actually able to help my parents take what I've learned to give them information about eating better, taking away some of that fried food, processed food, and moving more. Because you watched this live, because you took action. I know out of the 100 people watching that you are going to take action, and you're going to join Shay's Wellness Club. You're going to be part of our wellness circle, winner circle, where we show and talk about our small to big wins. And I can't wait to highlight you guys. I can't wait to let you guys know how amazing you are. I can't wait to see your plates. I do rate your plates. If you're someone that's like, Sade, I'm trying to lose these pounds by a certain time, and I want to send you my plate of what I cooked this week. Tell me how either I could do better, or what would you grade it? Honey, I love doing those. I would do that for free as of now. Okay. Let me see. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to tell me in the comments. And a couple more things. Your weight wasn't the problem. It was the coping mechanism that we needed. The coping mechanism needed to be upgraded. Instead of me emotionally eating, I took it to the gym. Instead of emotionally eating by my mom passing, I took that into the gym. Because as much as I wanted to eat my sour cream and cheddar hot flaming chips, I knew I just felt better going to the gym and lifting something heavy. And if you're someone like me that has lost a parent, or even if you've lost a loved one in general, don't take it to the liquor. Don't take it to the weed. I said it. Don't take it to the greens. Take it to the gym. Let me tell you a short story. I knew that I had to stop drinking before. Did I do it before? Okay, after. I took a break, yes. Before I got married, I took a break and I didn't drink for 1 year. And just for celebration, I, had like champagne for my wedding. And that was a great break for me because my mom passed shortly after. And I was so glad that I wasn't already used to knocking them back, if that makes sense. I knew, like, nah, my mom wouldn't want me to grieve that way, because grieving can make it worse, make it eternally worse for you. People ask me sometimes, you don't want to go in on a bottle, someone passed away. Do you want to go in on a bottle for them and stuff like that? Or, why don't you, I specifically make sure when I know someone close someone close to them pass away, I don't give them liquor. Why? Because I know that's going to feed the grief and make it worse. To me, and in my personal experience, drinking alcohol, which is spirits, they call them spirits, liquor, puts you deeper in a hole that you already are in when you're in a grieving state. So I specifically, and I pray that someone that's listening to this kind of thinks about it. I'm not going to be drinking if I'm in heavy grief. Now, when I used to do the greens, yeah, but I knew eventually I can't keep using that to cope either because, first of all, it's expensive. Two, there's so much you can smoke. And then after the drink, after the greens, all that good stuff, after the partying and stuff like that, then what? Then what? Right? And that's what helped me realize I can emotionally eat as well. Because it was going to get, okay, I'm not drinking. Okay, I'm not smoking. Okay, but I'm going to eat. Nope. We're not going to eat no fried chicken at the repast. We're not going to be eating stuff to feed the hole, feed the darkness. And in my head, that's what that was. Emotionally eating when stressed, it just makes things worse than they already are. If you sad, if you upset, if you are annoyed, eating certain foods is just going to make it, or at least in my case, crankier. So sometimes I had to ask myself, was I hungry? Or was I just stressed? Sometimes it was to the point, well, not to the point, but it'll be some instances where all I had to do was reach back, grab me some water, and baby, I wouldn't even be hungry no more. What do you mean? I would go back, reach back. Oh, look at that arm. Okay. I reach back, grab my drink, my water. Once I drink, I'm like, oh, I'm not even hungry anymore. I was stressed. I wasn't hungry. I was dehydrated. Sometimes our dehydration is not hunger. If you want a bottle, please inbox me. I have some available. Well, I can send you the link. Um, and those were the habits that were really keeping me stuck. The alcohol, the smoking, the stressful eating. And realize I can go to the gym, I could walk, I could pray, I could walk, I could meditate, I could jump rope, I could, you know, cost way less. Especially when all of these people are like, we don't, economy's high and this and that, but then we're spending so much money on consuming stuff that is making things worse for us anyway. I'm not judging, I'm just talking from experience. Drinking was a waste of time. I can't think of one connection I've made while I was drunk or lit that I was like, oh my God, thank God I went to that bar and I met like a millionaire. Or thanks to that network meetup where it was popping bottles and twerking that I, just had such an experience to where it took me higher in life. I mean, unless that's in your field, I understand. But to me, consuming horrible food, low quality food, low vibrational food, smoking and drinking just does nothing to better me. So the weight wasn't my problem. My habits were the problem. Okay. And also I wanted to let my wellness warriors know that the scale isn't the only thing that changes. And I might go over this next week's live, but the scale isn't the only thing that changes. Okay? Yes, I am lighter, 60 pounds lighter, which feels, when I tell you the unbelievable gratitude that I have, I'm trying to think of the word gratitude, because when I was on the treadmill the other day, and sometimes God tells me, right, to like keep my earphones off sometimes. So I was on the treadmill for like 20 minutes without my headphones because they were in the car and stuff. And a lot of times when I don't have my earphones on and it's like I connect with people more, it's easier for me to talk to strangers or, spark up conversation. And I start loving that. So if you're someone that's an introvert, try that once in a while, because you have to be uncomfortable to be comfortable and attract opportunity sometimes. I'm telling you from what I know. But I, took off my earbuds. Okay. I took off my earbuds and, I overheard. Well, I didn't have them on, but I heard this girl on the phone. Everybody likes talk on the phone when they're at the gym. So I heard her say that she lost 40 pounds, and I had to say, oh my gosh, I had to give her a high five and stuff, because you never know who's listening and who's watching, and I want to encourage anyone that's lost. I don't care if it's 15 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 40 pounds. That is an accomplishment, and there's so many people around you they can't even do that. I'm telling you right now, someone from this live is like, oh, I can't lose 10 pounds, that's too hard. No, it's not. It is in our mind. A lot of our issues are in our mind. Whether you, like they say, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, either way, you're right. Because you have to tell your mind what you can and can't do. Just like you can't tell God what you can and can't do. Like, I ain't doing that. I ain't nice. I don't like people. But you're supposed to be good to people, right? But let's just talk about the good and the bad. Well, the upside and the downsides of the scale. Now, the scale isn't the only thing that changes. What if I told you the scale isn't the only thing that changes? We're going to talk about wait, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about the good stuff first. Y'all know the good stuff, right? I'm talking about the stuff that no one talks about. The loose skin, people treating you differently, friends becoming uncomfortable with you, new insecurities, body dysmorphia. A lot of people don't like to talk about those things. People ask me, Sade, you've lost 60 pounds, but I don't see any loose skin. How? Because I made sure that's where the workout part comes into play. Think about it. If you are cardio, walk, cardio, it's really good to help with your heart rate because we're supposed to. But that lifting a dumbbell or two is really what helps your skin to get back into it helps your muscles feel in your skin, if that makes sense. Okay? And let me know in the comments if this makes sense. And share this to a friend and make sure, you come back next week for these gems. But yes, people treating you differently. People are going to naturally treat you differently, good and bad ways. For instance, in my case, my boss, multiple bosses, from the one that was directly over me to who was over them and so on and so forth, knew and saw my story. I'm like, wow, you've been losing weight. I remember, I think at one point I lost my 40, 50 pounds working there in general. So within a year or so, They saw that weight loss and they saw how I did it. I brought my lunch every day. I made sure I came to work early. I made sure I stayed late if they need me to. Well, I don't have kids, so that was a plus for them. And also it showed my dedication. Um, Friends becoming uncomfortable with you. Sometimes they're gonna be uncomfortable with your new lifestyle. The fact that you have different taste buds. You don't like fried stuff all the time. You have different quality of food you eat now and stuff like that. Some people don't like you always health conscious and stuff, and you'll see that sometimes. The new insecurities you have, like, oh wow, well I lost weight here, but now I got to work here, or the body dysmorphia. Like some days I feel like I'm a skinny, just a fit little thing, and then some days I'm like, oh my god, why do I look so big in this dress? Like that's a real thing. Even when I've lost my weight and stuff. People don't talk about that. So I'm going to be talking about that more next week. But I'm going to tell you some great things about the scale going down. I had definitely way more confidence because when I realized I could say no to certain foods and certain habits, I could say no to whatever else I didn't want to do. I don't feel like going out tonight. So no, I ain't going out tonight. Or I don't want to go with you there. I'm not going there. Or um just saying no, it's a complete sentence, by the way. So if you want to say no to, so if you want to say no to, yeah, like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bar, but I'm gonna get a mocktail, or I'm gonna just get some water, you know. But when I was just, it made me feel better saying no to stuff I didn't want to do, and it was not like before I did stuff that I didn't want to do, but low key, in the back of your head, you're like, ugh. I guess I'll go. And then the day comes and you're like, oh, I guess I'll go. You know what I mean? You would be like, no, I don't want to go. Why, stress myself out, feel like going out when I don't, feel like trying to look cute when I don't, confidence. Confidence to asking for what you want. I asked my boss, and then when he took too long, kept passing along, passing along, passing along, I asked his boss, well, have you heard anything about possible raise? Because I gave him examples of why I've been doing this extra. I've been working with leaders. I've been blah, blah, blah. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna get into that. I had the confidence to not go over my boss's head, but to demand what I deserved, which was a raise. Okay, and it's easier to not demand raises, but it's easier to get what you want when you've accomplished something. When you said, you know what? Because I asked, I got it. So that kind of made me more confident. Better energy. When you have better energy, you're easier to be around, more pleasant to be around. Sometimes, and a lot of times, or at least in my case, your energy can be contagious. So if you have a positive, motivating energy, even when things aren't going right, that is contagious and that makes people want to be around you. Just like the great Maya Angelou used to say, people don't remember what you said, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And that's something I've always lived by. How do you make people feel? Someone can have someone pass away. And I'm empathetic with that. I don't be smiling and woo, stuff like that. But when something bad or tragic has happened, I am that comfort instead of that person making it worse. Because some people make things worse. And I'm like, you already see that I'm sad, or you already see I'm going through a situation. Why are you making it worse? And people don't realize to be self-aware is such a superpower. And what helped me in my confidence, in my energy, in my relationships was that discipline really helped with all those things. Having better self-respect for yourself. When you eat better quality food, when you know better to what you're eating, what you're drinking, saying no to alcohol that makes you sometimes not yourself for real, or just things like that. And actually having your own conversations, not having to have a liquid courage to be more fun or to be more communicative or conversational. but having is better self-respect for yourself and learning to be more poised. It's other than so many benefits other than the scale changing. And I want you to remember that after today, you have everything in you to succeed. Okay? I am Sade, your weight loss and wellness strategist, here to help us lose weight naturally, better our relationship with food, have more confidence, and better energy to be a better person, period. So thank you for joining today's episode, and let me know if you like videos like this. Comment below, share this to a friend, and be sure to check out next week's episode of Shay's Wellness Club Accountability Sessions, where we stay consistent but not perfect. Love you guys. Be kind. Don't take things personal. Help someone smile. Give a compliment. And have a great week. Stay cool. It is hot this week, okay? Summer is here. And have a safe 4th of July weekend. This is 250 years of America. And I am a proud African American, foundational American, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just thankful to be here, being able to talk to whomever is willing to listen to this great advice, and that I'm free to speak my mind. I'm thankful for my freedom of speech, and I'm thankful that you joined us today. Have a great week. Bye.